pan across to Cecil now and ask you to, your video went viral recently about a notice that was put up on a field suddenly next to the Taliegao Community Center. So can you quickly sum up what has happened and what made you reach that place suddenly on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken?
Thanks, Ray, first of all, for inviting us. It's a very important topic, and this has been happening not only in Taliegao but all over Goa. And just to keep it very brief, on 24th night, that is Sunday night, Xavier gave me a call and said, Cecil, there's something that has happened here in Taliegao. We need to voice it up. So I said, okay, let's meet up because I was busy. So I said, let's meet up on Monday morning. So when we reached over there, we got to know that on Sunday night that whole place was actually the entrance towards the center was dug up. The wall was broken down, and a notice board was put over there saying that the land filling notice has been filed on the 20th of this month. That is on May by the GPPDA office, that is Greater Panjim. And it is very sad to see that, around 6,000 square meters of land is just been mentioned over there, and farmers of that plot and landowners of that plot are not even aware of the same. So it's quite shocking because Xavier always fighting for the farmers because he's the president. Pundalik also, who has been voicing very regularly at the Panchayat Gram Sabhas. I mean, in spite of people putting in, like, saying that don't give the people's land or the farming land away for like a panchayat gar, when there's already a panchayat situated at the community center. Why do we need another like 6,000 acres of land for another panchayat gar? And when these farmers need this land, because in this COVID-19 situation at present, it's only that farming will have to be, like, encourage so full swing, because bread and butter is what we all need. If we don't have jobs, at least we know that we can grow our own foodstuffs. So it's going back to our olden days when our grannies and everyone had fields, and we have to go back to now. And protecting the fields is one very important thing. So seeing that, the government is telling us stay home for lockdown, and all these notices are being put where even from the main road you can't even see this, the notice, because it's that low. So how are people going to voice up? And then people are threatened. Farmers are threatened by the cops patrolling, saying that what you're doing in the field here is, we see you again. Like a 75 or 80-year-old man who we met the next day started telling us that, he was threatened for the same. I mean, today farmers are being threatened not only in Goa but all over India. Why are they not encouraged? And this is a very sad situation where the agricultural minister should be encouraging farming right now during COVID-19. It's not only the duty of the health minister or the transport minister to give good roads, but also to encourage, because Taliegao was known for its farming. And today it's being destroyed every day. Land filling, people are just being paid to grab away the land. I mean, where are you going to take this land? You want to maybe dig your own grave in one of them? I mean, it's that situation. But Pundalik and Xavier will give you much more brief because they've been fighting for years now, and I've just come into it. So I think so Xavier and Pundalik will give you more brief on this.
Absolutely. So I'll pan out to Xavier now. Xavier, Taliegao used to be known as previously as the granary of Goa, if I'm not mistaken. It was well known for and documented for its legacy and culture of agriculture. So can you, like, you are president of the Farmers Club in Taliegao, can you, like, in brief sum up what are the challenges you've been facing in terms of land grabbing, land conversions with the ODP, PDA, everything to do with the panchayat?
Thank you, Dev. Thanks, colleagues. Thanks, viewers. Now the thing is, a recent incident, I can tell you. We have a panchayat gar, we have a community hall, and why do we require a separate panchayat gar? And that too, you are acquiring 6,000 square meters. This is too much. Now, okay, if you still want to have a panchayat gar, around 300 square meters is more than enough. And I am the attorney of the Komlidad also. Around a couple of years back, Komlidad has given around 15 acres of land for the playground and community hall. We have not even objected. We said yes, this is required and it is given. But now, just because we have the land, we gave it, and fields are there, you keep on acquiring. This is not good. You can still, if you require, there are a lot of badkas are there. You can give a request to them if anybody wants to donate a small piece of land. But this precious low-lying area we have to protect because it takes care of the flooding. This is a water holding body, low-lying areas. Tomorrow if there's a cloud burst, what will protect us from the floods? These particular fields. Now recently, just yesterday, one of the farmer has down the plowing. Now this guy, the panchayat authorities, they have brought in down debris there. I mean, what is this? Is shocking, yeah. I mean, these people are hand to mouth. And how you can afford to do this? This is pure dadagiri.
Advocate Pundalik Raikar, sorry to come to you last, but as he is mentioning, can you tell me, is it legal for somebody to come and dump debris in somebody's cultivating field the way he has mentioned, just to harass them? Is it legal?
See, first and foremost, thank you, Dev and in Goa for allowing me to come on the show. And first and foremost, it is the case of the panchayat, case of the government, that the land has been acquired. Now, whether the land has been acquired or not, there is a doubt because close to it there was a piece of land or a stretch of land which was constructed, which was used for constructing the road going from Taliegao Church to Branco Bar. Now, but there is no acquisition of land, at least to my knowledge. I've tried to check today morning, even to the me and Xavier had gone to the PDA office to show us the acquisition papers based on which you have granted that permission to fill the land under 17(1) of the Town and Country Planning Act. To my knowledge and understanding, there is no such acquisition. Now, another point that needs to be understood. Now, because let's only talk about first acquisition. Now, insofar as the acquisition is concerned, the new Acquisition Act says what? It says that agriculture should be used, or that should be the recourse, that should be the last recourse, not the first recourse. Now, as they were rightly pointed out, we have a panchayat office, this community center. Now, if you see that community center is the large area, there is no parking done to that. Parking is done on the road. Parking is done absolutely on the road. There is no inside parking. Few vehicles that are there. Now, that is a ground story. That's just one floor. What can be done is, if they are in, because vis-a-vis, if you weigh the livelihood of a farmer and the needs of building something, then we can demolish that. That structure can be demolished. That same place can be redeveloped into a multi-story building, because across the road is the building of the MLA of Panjim constituency and also MLA of Taliegao constituency. Their residence is there. They have constructed a residential building in a pure commercial zone. There is no commercial activity going on. Now, they can have in that zone, they can have a multi-story building there. Why cannot we have a multi-story building in the area which is housing the community center? Why now disturb the field? What is the reason? So therefore, my legal understanding is that there is no legal force behind what the panchayat is doing. I have told the PDA, member secretary, to come clean on this. The member secretary is silent. He is saying my boss is the chairman. And incidentally, there is another aspect that needs to be understood. Who is the boss of the GPPDA? The boss of GPPDA is
in
Mr.
here and ask you, Pundalik, just a second. I'll just like to butt in here and ask you, hasn't there been 3 resolutions that were passed in the panchayat against this?
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. First, only this aspect. Yes, I'm coming to that. Now, the boss of the GPPDA is Mr. Mansarat. Now, the panchayat is of Mr. Mansarat. So there is, I feel, that some kind of conflict of interest between that. That means he is facilitating the movement in the GPPDA to give something to the panchayat. Now, there is one more thing that needs to be understood. Now, the area that we are talking about is the low-lying paddy field. Now, low-lying paddy field is protected under the Regional Plan 2021. Besides Regional Plan 2021, there is no other plan in Goa. That is the regional plan for us, for all practical purposes. And also 2001 is followed. Paddy fields are given protection, low-lying fields are given protection. On top of that, we have taken resolutions in the Gram Sabha where we have said no construction activity in the paddy field. No, now there are 3 or 4 resolutions. Our last resolution is of some May 2018, wherein we have said upon ourselves that we are not going to use any agricultural land for construction purpose. Now, for a third party, it is okay, probably. But for the panchayat itself now to go and construct in the field, it is like, it's a dilemma. What are we doing? Either they are disrespect Gram Sabha, or they do not know what is lawful and what is unlawful. Panchayat today, according to me, is doing an absolutely unlawful act by trampling upon the livelihood of a person, because the new what you call that? One more aspect. So far as acquisition is concerned, because that's the moot question here. Whether acquisition is made or not, according to me, no. There was no notice sent under section 4 or section 6 to the farmers. There was no hearings held for the farmers or the landowners. Compensation paid. Now, all these aspects, when it is not done under the new act, that is the Right to Fair Compensation Act 2013, the land acquisition has lapsed. Because 2005, if you are talking about, you have not put that land to use if it was not used for the last 5 years. Okay, from the enactment of the act, that is 1/1/2014, that land acquisition has lapsed. Where can the panchayat now go and dump it now? And I'll tell you one more thing: what the panchayat has done, or rather the person involved. I call him, the person who is taking Taliegao towards its doom. That person, what he has done is, only in that field where the farmer was protesting, or rather he came and spoke. He said, this is my livelihood. Only in that field they have dumped the mud. I mean, how atrocious it can be. You are the MLA of the place. You may not be directly here. Your wife is the MLA of the place. At least have some regard to, people's livelihood. You cannot entire Taliegao into a concrete zone. And I'll tell you one more thing. This land, the way they want to go about, it is not for the people. Certainly not for the people. If that was for the people, then the COVID episode would have told us. It has told us many things. They are not for the people. Now, if you see, what happens is they go on acquiring land for they have acquired the land for the football ground. They have acquired land for the community center. They have acquired land for some parking space. They have acquired land for many other things for supposedly public purposes. Now, if you go to see land which is acquired next to the church, now next to the church there is a multi-story commercial building coming. That means that land was acquired as a parking space commercial complex. So this fellow is making room for private individuals spending public money, and in the name of public he is doing things. That is what is most atrocious. And here what will happen is that now if he goes about this, a vast stretch of land which is more than 6,000 square meters will go for the panchayat building. They will not do anything much. There will be a ground story building. Then he will want something else. Then one more thing. There is one ideal school, the St. Michael school there. He will ask ground in the field. That school itself should not have been built so high. That ground, they are for a ground next, and they will acquire land for the ground. In the bargain, they want to destroy the field, and he is creating a medium or a way for private builders to have their reign here. And one more thing. Xavier said in the morning, when we were there, no MLA should be a agent or real estate agent. I am sorry to say that it looks like the MLAs here are acting as real estate agents. I'm just repeating what Xavier said today morning. These are not my words, but still I would like to repeat it, because it looks like, the MLA is creating the ground for private players. MLA is creating the ground for destruction. Now the same MLA came before the Gram Sabha once and said, no, this is not. I want to promote agriculture. Where is he promoting agriculture? I would like to have, both the MLAs of Taliegao as well as Panaji, both the MLAs in shows like this, where we confront face to face. Because what they are doing is they are thriving on people's misery. I'm not I'm not talking, by and large I'm talking about all people, but especially poor people in Taliegao. They are thriving on poor people's misery, because if you see anything that you do in Taliegao, the other day Cecil was there in Kamrabad. She was just trying to help the people. Believe me, there was a swarm of people who came and said, what you are doing, what you are doing. They don't want anybody to come in. In fact, they do not want anybody, me and Xavier, and now of course Cecil is there. A few elements or few individuals are voicing their mind and trying to make sure that at least there is something that we are doing. We are not doing entire thing. There is a need for now people of Goa to come, people of Taliegao to come, leave aside all the differences, come on one platform and ask the MLA what are they doing for you or for us. My opinion about this family run business is that they are not doing anything for Goa. They are doing in self-interest. Of course, I understand that yes, politicians do work they are self-driven, but this family is only doing for themselves, nothing more. And I'll tell you one more thing. I would want Jennifer Montserrat, who is the MLA of Taliegao, to come on show like this. Tell why is the need for her to have another panchayat girl? Or the Sarpanch of Taliegao, what is the need for the panchayat to have another panchayat girl in Taliegao when there is enough space? Another aspect that you should know. Now this panchayat girl, that community center that we are having, I will just say one point. Now the community center is doing a business of about 1 crore in a year. You know what is the expenditure of that community center? Nearly about 1 crore. When that community center business of around 53 lakhs, expenditure was around 50 lakhs. That means as the income increases, the expenditure also increases. So it's a white elephant. Now it's why I'm saying white elephant. So therefore, let's demolish that white elephant. Make productive use of that area, which we are not doing.